morning students. How are you all? Everyone is fine? Yes, okay. So in the last class we had started with second chapter, expressions and formulae, right? So we did exercise number 2A, and now in today's class we will go to exercise number 2B, okay? So before that, first let us revise what we have studied in our previous class. We had studied, not in previous class, in the first chapter. So in the first chapter we studied laws of indices, right? So we had studied the first 4 laws of indices. That is, if two bases are same and if their powers are different and if both the bases are multiplied, then the base remains the same and their powers get added up, okay? Then the second was similar to the first, only if they are divided, if the two bases are divided, then the base remains the same and their powers get subtracted, okay? Then the third one, a raised to 0, any number raised to 0, if the power of any number is 0, then the answer of that number is equal to 1, okay? And the fourth one, if any number is raised to a negative power, then we write it as 1 upon the base raised to that same power, okay? So these 4 laws we have studied in our previous chapter. For one more thing I would like to tell you about indices is, if a base raised to some power and if it is written like this, a raised to m, a is the base, m is the power, and if there is a bracket and outside the bracket there is one more power or one more index is given for the same base, then what happens if there is a bracket in between these two powers? See, m and n are two different powers and there is a bracket in between. So bracket means what? We have to multiply the powers, okay? So a raised to m, the whole bracket raised to n is equal to a raised to m multiplied by n. So when do we multiply two powers or two indices? When do we multiply two indices? If there is a bracket in between the two indices, okay? Here if there is multiplication sign in between two bases, okay? If there is multiplication sign between two bases, then what we do? We add the powers. But if there is a bracket between two indices, then we multiply the powers. We multiply the indices and the base remains the same, okay? So this is a new thing which we are going to study in this exercise number 2B, okay? So this is a new law, we can say, and you have to write this law also in your notebook, okay? So based on all these laws, we are going to do the exercise 2B. There are all simplification sums in this exercise and we have to simplify the sums which are given to us using the laws of indices, okay? So in the last chapter also we did simplification, but here it will be little difficult. The level of these questions is a bit difficult, okay? So we go to exercise 2B. The first question is simplifying, okay? The first example is a raised to 2 into a raised to 3. Here the base is same, a, both the bases are same, but their powers are different. The first power is 2 and the second power is 3 and they are multiplied. So according to the first law of indices, what we do? We add their powers, right? So what will I write here? The a base remains the same and their powers get added. So 2 plus 3. So this becomes a raised to 2 plus 3 is how much? 5. So this is the answer. A raised to 5 is the answer of the first example. Okay, this was simple. Now we go to the second example. Second example is 50x raised to 3 divided by 5x raised to 5. So I can write this as 50x raised to 3. We have done these sums in previous chapter, but we are just having a revision of those, okay? Because using this, or in the next question, this is question 1. In your further questions, you will be solving, this is only division, okay? This is only multiplication, but for the next questions, the further questions, in the sum, there will be division as well as multiplication and all in one sum only, okay? So we are doing this just as a division for the laws of indices, okay? So 50x cubed divided by 5x raised to 5. Now here 50 and 5 can be divided. So I divide 5 ones are 5 and 5 5 tens are 50. Okay, so this, the numbers which were there, that becomes 10 now, right? Now we have to solve these indices and bases. So x raised to 3 divided by x raised to 5. Bases are same, the powers are different, so what we do, we subtract the powers and the base remains the same. So what we write, x raised to the power in the numerator minus the power in the denominator. So we write this as 3 minus 5. Okay, now what is 3 minus 5? It is minus 2, right? So 10x raised to negative of 2. This will be minus 2. Okay, now how do we write minus 2? X raised to minus 2. If the power is having a negative sign, then we can write it as 1 upon a raised to the same power, right? So using the fourth law of indices here, I can write this as 10 into 1 upon x raised to 2. If I write a 1 upon x raised to 2, that will be divided to 10 only. So this 10 upon x raised to 2, only to omit this negative sign, we have taken it in the denominator. That means we have written it and in a reciprocal form. So this becomes 10 upon x raised to 2. So this is the simplified answer for the second example. Now we go to the third example. It is somewhat similar to the first one, only there are coefficients given. Okay, that means constants are also given. 3 and 4 are the numbers. So how do we multiply this? First we multiply the numbers and then we multiply the bases. Okay, so I write 3 multiplied by 4 multiplied by a raised to 3 multiplied by a raised to 4. Okay, so I have multiplied the constants together and here the bases and their powers I have multiplied at one side. Okay, so this 3 into 4 is 12 and a raised to 3 into a raised to 4. See, bases are same, powers are different and they are multiplied. So according to the first law of indices, we write this as a raised to 3 plus 4. We have to add the indices. So this becomes 12 into a raised to 3 plus 4 is 7. So this is the final answer of third example. Okay, so when we simplify this, we get 12a raised to 7. Now the fourth question. The fourth question similar to the third one, but here there are 3 terms given. Okay, so we multiply the constants first. Here if there is no number, that means there is 1 here, right? So we don't multiply, or even if we want, we can write 3 multiplied by 1, or we can directly write 3 multiplied by 2. Okay, so I write 3, the constant of the first thing, then here there is no constant, so it is 1. So 3 multiplied by 1 multiplied by 2 multiplied by, now I write the letters. That means the variables, c raised to 2 multiplied by c raised to 3 multiplied by c raised to 4. Okay. Now 3 into 1 is 3, 3 into 2 is 6. So this multiplication is 6, and c, the bases are same, powers are different and they are multiplied. So we need to add their powers. So this becomes 2 plus 3 plus 4. Okay. So this is now 6 c raised to 2 plus 3 is 5, 5 plus 4 is 9. So this is 6 c raised to 9. Okay. So this is the answer for the fourth question. So this was the first question, which was to simplify the given examples, and we had to use the laws of indices. So this was easy, but the next further sums which we are going to do will be a bit difficult. One or more operations will be there in only one sum. Okay, so we will see how to solve the question number 2. Simplification only it is. We have to simplify the sums which are given to us, but only with many operations. Okay, so let's go to question number 2. Okay, the second question now. Second question is again simplification. So let's see the first example. So in the first example, you can see the question is 2 bracket p square cube the whole raised to 3. Okay, so this cube, the power 3 power is only for this bracket. Okay, it is only for this much. The bracket, whatever is there inside this bracket. This cube or this 3 is not for 2. Okay, if it would have been for 2, then the bracket would have been from 2 to cube. Okay, so this 3 here, this index is only for p square cube and not for 2. Okay, so we keep 2 as it is. We write 2 as it is, and then look at the new law which we have studied. So if there is a bracket between two indices, then the indices get multiplied to each other. Yes. So first let's see the first letter, which is P, and its index is 2, and there is one more index which is there outside. So these two indices will get multiplied to each other. So we write 2 p raised to, this is getting multiplied to this, so 2 into 3, and q has no index here, right? There is no power for q. So if there is no power, that means there is no 0, it is 1. Okay, so this is q raised to 1, and if we multiply this 1 to 3, this is 1 into 3. Okay, now we write the multiplication. 2 remains as it is. P raised to 2 multiplied by 3 is 6, and q raised to 1 multiplied by 3 is 3. So the answer of this is 2 p raised to 6 and q raised to 3. What have I done? I have written 2 as it is because there is no power for 2, and this 3, the power 3 is only for the number which is there, or the whatever is there inside the bracket. So I kept 2 as it is. Then this 3 will get multiplied to each variable which is there inside. So it gets multiplied to the power of 2, power of p, which is 2, and power of q, which is 1. So I write p as it is. The base will remain as it is. See here, the base is same as this, right? Only the powers are getting multiplied. So the base remains p only, and the powers 2 multiplied by 3 and q 1 multiplied by 3. So by multiplying the powers, we get 2p raised to 6, q raised to 3. Okay, now we go to the second example. The second example, here you can see that this power 2 is for all whatever is there inside the bracket, right? Here 2 was outside the bracket. So 3, the power 3 was not for 2. But here this constant which is there, 3, is inside the bracket. So whatever is there inside the bracket will have this power 2. Okay, so we write 3 raised to 2, then p raised to, what will be? P raised to this 2 multiplied by the outside 2. Why? Because there is a bracket between them. So 2 multiplied by 2, and q is not having a power, so its power is 1. So it will be 1 multiplied by 2 divided by 3pq square. Now you have to keep one thing in mind, that whatever the power, outside power is given to you, you have to see that it is for the whatever is there inside the bracket only. You have to put that power only for this thing. Now this power 2 is not for the denominator, it is only for the numerator. Okay, so you have to look carefully what is there inside the bracket, and for that only you need to put the power. Okay, so we now solve this. So this will be what now? 3 raised to 2 is what? 3 raised to 2 is, 3 into 3 is 9. So this is 9. Then p raised to 2 into 2 is 4, and q raised to 1 into 2 is 2 divided by 3pq square. Okay, now this 9 and 3 can be divided, so 3 1s are 3 and 3 3s are 9. Now the constant which I have got is 3, right? 3 is the constant, p is the first variable, and here p raised to 4, and in the denominator there is only p. So the bases are same, powers are different, and they are divided. So according to the second law of indices, what we do? We subtract their bases, right? So it will be 4 minus 1. P raised to 4 minus 1. Similarly for q, it will be 2 minus 2. Okay, So this will be now 3p raised to 4 minus 1 is how much? 3. And q raised to 2 minus 2 is 0. Now this q raised to 0, any number raised to 0 will be 1. So this will be equal to 1. So no need of writing this. So we write only 3p cube. So this is the simplified answer for this given question. See, we are simplifying. Simplifying means making it simpler. So when this was the given question which was so big, and after simplifying we get such a small answer. So using the laws of indices and the rules of powers and all, we have to simplify the given questions. Now we go to the third example. The third is similar, only there are more operations. Okay. So now here you can see the question is 4p square. Now here also you need to see that this square, the number 2 is raised to only p, not to 4. Okay. So while copying also, if in the question is given to you like this and you are copying it in your notebooks, while copying also you have to copy it very properly. Okay. This 2 is only for p, not for 4. Okay. So we write this as 4p square will remain as it is. Now we have to solve this bracket. Okay. So we have to multiply this 3 by the powers of each variable which is there inside. So this will be q raised to, this 2 will be multiplied by 3, and r raised to, r is not having a power, that means its power is 1. So that will be 1 multiplied by 3 divided by this, everything is divided by 3pr will be same. Now here we can see that there are two things which are multiplied. So I multiply the constants together and then I write the variables. Okay. So 3 multiplied by 2 I write first, and then I write the p variable. There is only one p variable. Then the q variable, there is only one q variable, and the r variables are 2. Okay. So there is one r here and the other r here. Both the bases are same, their powers are different. Here the power of r is 1, here the power of r is 2, and both of them are multiplied, so their powers will get added, right, according to the first law of indices. So this will be r raised to the power 1 plus 2. Okay. So now what I get? 4p square q raised to 2 into 3 is 6. R raised to 1 into 3 is 3. Divided by 3 into 2 is 6. P, Q and R raised to 1 plus 2 is 3. Okay. Now, as we did here we got this constants also and the variables also. So here also similarly we have to divide the common constants and the common variables. Okay. So 4 and 6 can be divided by 2. So I divide them by 2. 2 2s are 4 and 2 3s are 6. So the fraction I get 2 by 3. Then there is one base which is common, p and p. Okay. So p is common base and their powers are different and both of them are divided. So what the powers will be? The powers will get subtracted. Okay. So it will be 2. The power of the numerator is 2. 2 minus power of the denominator 1. Okay. Then again q is a common variable. So I write q. The power of numerator is 6 and they are divided. So we have to subtract. So 6 minus 1. And then for r is again a common variable. So in the numerator it is r raised to 3 and denominator is also, the power is also 3 in the denominator. So both of them 3 minus 3 will get subtracted. Okay. So now this becomes 2 by 3 will remain as it is. P raised to 2 minus 1 is 1. Q raised to 6 minus 1 is 5. And R raised to 3 minus 3 is 0. Okay. Now 2 by 3, P raised to 1 means what? P. So we simply write P. Q raised to 5 will write, we will write it Q raised to 5 only. And R raised to 0 is nothing but 1. So we need not write 1. So the answer here is 2 by 3 PQ raised to 5. sorry, 2 by 3 p and q raised to 5. This 5 is only for q, not for p. Okay. So this you have to keep in mind and look carefully that the power which is given to us is for what? Is for q or for p or for both. Okay. So this only while doing these indices sums, you have to keep only this in mind for which the power is, and the power will go for which of the variables or constants which are there inside the bracket or whatever is given in the example. Okay. So this was example, this was question number 2. Now we will go to question number 3. Now we go to question number 3. Question number 3 is again simplified, but here there are more operations to be done. Okay. So look at the first example. It is x square multiplied by x cube divided by x raised to 4. Okay. So here if you see that when you see this question, you will think that first we will solve this, we will solve this part first, and then we will solve the other part. Okay, because there are to solve this sum we have two parts to solve, right? So you think that we'll do this first and then we will, whatever answer we get, we will divide it by x raised to 4. But no, this simplification, while doing some simplification, you have to keep one thing very properly in your mind, that you have to use the BIDMAS rule. Okay, so the BIDMAS rule, what is the BIDMAS rule? B-I-D-M-A-S. BIDMAS rule means first you have to solve the bracket, then the indices, then the division, multiplication, addition and subtraction. So here there are indices to solve, but in indices also first what we need to solve? The division first, right? Because there is division first. Okay. So I solve the division part first. So this part is of division. So I solve this part first. So this will be, this x raised to 2 will remain as it is. And now I will solve this part. Multiplied, sign will also be the same. So now x raised to 3 divided by x raised to 4. The base is same, x is the base and their powers are different and both the bases are divided. Okay. So what we do? We subtract their powers. Okay. So this is x raised to 2 multiplied by x raised to 3 minus 4. We subtract their powers. So now solve x raised to 3 minus 4 is how much? X raised to 3 minus 4 is minus 1. So this is x raised to minus 1. So now how do we write x raised to minus 1? We write x raised to minus 1 as 1 upon x raised to 1. Right? According to the third law of indices, we write a negative, a base which contains a negative power, we write it as 1 upon x raised to the same power. So this will be now x raised to 2. X raised to 2 multiplied by 1 upon x raised to 1 means what? X raised to 2 divided by x raised to 1. Right? If I multiply this, the numerators will get multiplied and the denominator will remain the same. So it will be x raised to 2 by x raised to 1. Now again, the bases are same, powers are different and both the numbers are divided. Okay. So what do? We subtract their powers. So this becomes x raised to 2 minus 1. So x raised to 2 minus 1 is how much? X raised to 1, or we can simply write it as x. So this is our final answer. Okay. So the simplification of this is x. Okay. So this is our final answer. Now we go to the second question. It is same. Okay. So first we need to solve the division part. So the division part is this. So a raised to, bases are same, powers are different. So what we do? We subtract their powers. Okay. So a raised to 5 minus 3. And this thing will remain as it is. Okay. Now a raised to 5 minus 3. What is 5 minus 3? 2. So a raised to 2 multiplied by a raised to 4. Okay. Now the bases are same, powers are different, they are multiplied. So according to first law of indices, what we do? We add their add their powers, right? So the base remains the same and their powers get added. 2 plus 4. So this is a raised to 2 plus 4 is 6. So a raised to 6 is our final answer, the simplification of the given question. Okay? Okay, now we go to the third example. The third example, see, there is a bracket in the numerator and bracket in the denominator also, and there is a power outside the bracket, right? So according to the BIDMAS rule, what do? We solve the brackets first, right? So here there is a bracket and we have to solve the bracket first. So to solve the bracket, this is y raised to 2 multiplied by y raised to 3. So according to the first law, bases are same and the indices are different. So we add them. So this will be 2 plus 3 and the bracket will see, there is a power outside the bracket also. So for this power we need to put the bracket. Okay. Only when we will solve the bracket and then consider this 2 which is outside the bracket, only then we can remove this bracket. Okay. So we have to keep it as it is. Now the denominator, similarly we have to solve the denominator also. Bases are same, powers get added up. So 1 plus 2. The whole raised to 3 will remain as it is. So now this becomes, the numerator will become 2y raised to 2 plus 3 is 5. So this is 5 bracket 2 divided by y raised to 1 plus 2 is 3. So 3 bracket 3. Now according to this law, the base, there is a base and the powers, there is a power inside the bracket and a power outside the bracket. So their indices will get multiplied. Okay, so this will be y raised to 5 multiplied by 2. Now the bracket gets cancelled. Why? Because we are using it like this. The question here, the numerator here is in this form, right? So when we are multiplying their indices, the bracket goes off. So we write it like this. And the denominator y raised to 3 will get multiplied to the outside 3. So this is 3 multiplied by 3. So now this will be y raised to 5 into 2 is 10 divided by y raised to 3 into 3 is 9. Okay. Our sum is not completed here. There is one more thing which we have to do. See, here you can see both the bases are same, which is y and their powers are different. So according to the second law, and they are divided, right? So what we do? We subtract their powers, right? So this becomes y raised to 10 minus 9, right? So y raised to 10 minus 9 is 1. So it is y raised to 1. So we can simply write this as y. So this is our simplified answer for this question. See, here when you look at the question, it seems to be so big, right? But when you solve it, you get such a small answer. So that is what is called as simplification. Okay, we simplify the answer to get a smaller answer, okay, or a simplified answer, simple answer. Okay, so this is the third example which we saw. Now we go to the fourth example. The fourth example is a bit different. So please understand it very carefully how I am solving it. Okay, so here you can see that there is a bracket here. So here we first have to solve the bracket according to the BIDMAS rule. So I keep all other things as they are and I only solve the bracket. Okay. So now when the bracket comes, see, we have not seen any law with this kind, right? The bases are same, the powers are also same, but there is a plus sign in between the bases. So we have not seen any law which has a plus sign in between, right? So we cannot add their powers. Okay. Why? If there would have been a multiplication sign here, then we would have added the powers, right? But there is no multiplication sign here. It is a plus sign. So we cannot add the powers. Okay. So this remains as it is. But what we can do is, this is g raised to 4 and this is also g raised to 4. So we can write this as 1g raised to 4 and this also 1g raised to 4, right? So we write it as 1g raised to 4 plus 1g raised to 4. Why did I write this 1 here? Just to make it simpler. Okay, if there is no number before g, that means there is 1. So 1 g raised to 4 plus 1 g raised to 4 now becomes what? 1 plus 1. Like we add 1x plus 1x, it becomes 2x, right? So this 1 g raised to 4 plus 1 g raised to 4 becomes 2 g raised to 4. Okay, so we will do that in the next step, and the other things I keep same. So now g raised to 3 plus this bracket, I told you what does this become? 1g raised to 4 plus 1g raised to 4 is 2g raised to 4. Okay, now we have solved the bracket, so we need not put the bracket signs here. And this divided by 2g. Okay, now when we come to this step, here you can see that there is an operation which of addition and one is division. So which one do I do first? I solve the division first, right? So I will solve this part first, and this part will remain as it is. So this will remain g raised to 3 plus 2g raised to 4 divided by 2g. Okay, so how do we divide this? G raised to 3 will remain as it is, and here there is 2 divided by 2. So 2 ones are 2 and 2 ones are 2. So this becomes 1, and g raised to 4 by g. Base is same, the powers are different and they are divided, so we subtract their powers. So this becomes g raised to 4 minus 1. Okay, so the first g raised to 3 plus g raised to 4 minus 1 is 3. Okay, so we get g raised to 3 plus g raised to 3. Now again like this, here there was g raised to 4 and here is g raised to 3. So what we do, we can add them. There is no number here, that means there is 1 here, right? So 1g raised to 3 plus 1g raised to 3 will be 2g raised to 3. Okay, so this becomes 2g raised to 3. This 3, the power 3 is only for g, not for 2. Okay, so it is 2 and g raised to 3. So this is the final answer for this example number 4. Okay, so we can see that whatever expression is given to us, if it is very big also, using the BIDMAS rule and using the laws of indices very properly and very keenly, we can solve the sums, the examples, and get a very simplified answer. So these are all simplification questions, okay, in exercise number 2b which we saw. So I hope everyone has understood this, how to simplify the examples using the laws of indices and all. So that is it for today. I have given more sums for practice in the homework, and do the homework properly. Okay, that's it for today's class. We will meet in the next class, students. Till then, take care. Goodbye.